When you are loading the related properties, there is also something called as lazy loading of related properties. That means that the related properties will only be loaded when they are accessed. Let me show you how to accomplish that real quick. We need a NuGet package in the web project. For that, manage NuGet packages. We will search for Microsoft.EntityFramework Core.proxies. We will install the version for that, and once that is done, we need to open the program.cs class file. Where we are configuring the use SQL Server on options, we will basically say options.use lazy loading proxies, and then we have the .use SQL Server. That's all that we had to do with the configuration. But once you enable the lazy loading proxies, you will have to make all of the related properties in all the models as virtual properties. That is a pain, but we have to do that. So let me start doing that in all the places. We will go to our model, and we have to do that in the Fluent models as well. So before we have the related properties here, we will add the virtual keyword. Let me do that in all the places real quick. By intention, let me forget to do that in one place, and if I run the project, it will display the error message when you try to access. So let me show that as well. On page here, when we go to book, you can see it displays the exception that bookdetail.book is not virtual. So we will go to book detail, that is the last one that was pending, make that as virtual and run the application. Perfect, it is running as expected. But to see that in action, let me go to the book controller. Where is that? I'll have to open that. And let me close everything else other than this one. Where we are loading the book list here, let me say variable temp is equal to, from the obj list, I will say where u.id is equal to, let me go to my database and make sure I get the correct ID from the book. I have one here. Let me do that and convert that to a list. That way it gets executed right away. Perfect. Let me add a debugging point and run the application. We'll go to our book here, clear this out and press F10. We forgot to add virtual in one place, that is publisher. Let me do that. Inside model, right here. And we will restart. We get back to the book and press F10. I made a mistake there. I had two lists. We will have to remove that. And rather than list here, I will make this iQueryable on the book class here. Perfect. Let me run it once again. We will navigate to book here, press F10, and perfect, no query was executed because it is iQueryable. It will be executed on the .to list here. So let me press F10 here, and let me copy the query that was executed right here. And that is the query that we have right now. Now if we go on obj list here, and on top of that, if we continue, you see it is loading that every time. Worst thing is if we go here and you notice the proxies here, when you expand that, it will execute that once again for each one of them. So here with that, we again have the issue. If you scroll down, you will notice so many database calls were made. So lazy loading can cause unneeded extra database round trips, and it will cause the n+1 problem. So you should always be careful when you are using lazy loading. That being said, I wanted to make sure you are aware of this concept that is available with EF Core if you ever need that. Now even though I would love to check in this code, I will not be doing that because I wanted to introduce you to that concept, but I'm not a big fan of that because of the n plus 1 problem.